everybody, Mr. Bubba Wallace! Welcome, Bubba. Thank you so much for coming out. So first, before we get started, I hear tomorrow is your birthday. Is that right?
That's right. 25, so yeah, I'm excited.
25.
Yeah, 25. Getting old. Getting old. There we go.
So did you think 5 years ago you would have accomplished what you've accomplished already to this day?
5 years ago, I was winless in the Truck Series, and about 2 weeks later, we went to Martinsville and got that dub. So yeah.
Tell us about the amazing, emotional victory for all of us in NASCAR as fans. Your second place finish at Daytona.
Yeah. Daytona was pretty cool. I mean, we didn't really expect it to kind of plan out like that, and we just kind of dodged everything. I think we had 4 or 5 really, really close calls, some wrecks that we should have been a part of. So we had a little bit of guidance on our side there, and that helped out a lot. So once it came down to the end, you know, I've tried to replay that finish over and over and over again. Austin was just way too far out after him and the 10 got together. And so it was going to be a battle for second. That was it. So if Joey, I think Joey was behind me and Busher was behind Denny on the bottom. I think if we would have gotten kind of hooked up a little bit better, we may have had a shot at him, but it was still just, we were meant to finish second that night.
Tell us your emotion. You were very emotional. Went viral, the video of you after in the media room. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, just a lot of pressure. You know, first race or first year in Cup. You know, going through my first Daytona 500 experience, having the cameras there. I mean, I had cameras following me since November, all the way up until that day. So I was pumped to get the cameras off of me finally. And so you just seen all that pressure just kind of come crashing down at once. So it was a special day, you know, having Mom there in Victory Lane or in the media center was pretty cool. So a moment that a lot of people talk about, and a moment I'll never forget.
Tell you what, you touched a lot of us as NASCAR fans, built the fan base. I got to tell you, it was just an emotional time for all of us. A great time.
That. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
How is it driving for the King? How is that?
Yeah, no, it's pretty special. I know we got some Richard Petty fans out here for sure. It's pretty special. I mean, to be able to drive the 43 and represent the Petty family and everybody at RPM. You know, we do a lot with what we have, you know, on a small budget, and it's so fun to come to the racetrack at times. At times it's a little frustrating, but for most of the time, the group of guys that I have, we're one team. We got one goal on our mind, that's go out and win races, and I can't knock them for anything that comes in between that. So we, like I said, we do everything we can to produce the best races that we can, and sometimes it goes our way, sometimes it doesn't, but we all remember the opportunity that we have right here, and we're just trying to capitalize on it. So to be able to be competing full-time in the Cup Series, driving the 43 is pretty special. So we're trying to just trying to move the envelope a little bit farther.
Well, we're behind you 100%. Just recently, there's been some rule changes for 2019. You know about those rule changes?
Yeah, we had a meeting about it Friday last weekend, and they kind of gave us an update on what they were going to do, and it was like, all right, you know. The biggest thing they said, if it's not the ticket, they know how to scrap it fast. So stick with us. I know we're trying to produce or change up the racing a little bit. At the end of the day, still the best teams and the best cars are going to win the races. So that's not going to change. But it shortens up that gap. You know, it gives the cars that are running 25th to 30th a closer chance. I wouldn't say a better chance, but a closer chance to have some better results. So we'll see how it stacks out. You know, we did it once at the Open, and I felt like our car ran pretty well. So we'll see. It's going to be madness. It's going to be chaos, but we'll go through the little bumps in the road at first. You can't knock it. I think the first one's Atlanta. You can't knock it there, so we'll have to get through that race, see how it is, and then come up with a game plan for later. So I applaud NASCAR for trying something. We're changing up something. Some of the fans are already against it, but some of the fans are on the fence about it. So we need you guys to help us promote the sport the best way we can.
So that's definitely going to affect the way you look at next year's season, the way you're going to take that strategy. Will that be different than it is now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, actually, the way we kind of went into the Open, we didn't know what to expect. We got out and practiced and tried it, and it was totally different. I mean, I was waiting for the extra horsepower to kick in. That's just how slow it was. But so you had to try and change up some stuff from there, but it was kind of a learning process for us. I mean, we were basically wide open at Charlotte in a Cup car, and so being there before in a Cup car and trying it out. Actually, that was my first time in a Cup car at Charlotte. So the next week for the 600, I'm expecting to hold it wide open with the big boy horsepower. Now that wasn't going to work too well. So now that we got a little bit of taste of it, we'll see if we can revamp it for the better and go back at it again.
That's right. So we're in the middle of the playoffs. With that second place finish in Daytona, almost solidified your place in the playoffs.
Yeah, almost. So almost don't count though. Only horseshoes and hand grenades.
So what's it going to take to get that 43 car in the playoffs for next year?
Just a little bit of luck. That's about it. Out of the last 10 races, we've had 5 DNFs, so it's been kind of a struggle there. But this is a perfect place, perfect weekend to do it, get it back on track. It's my favorite place, so we can get in victory lane, and we won't be in the playoffs, but we'll still have a dub. That'd be nice.
Absolutely. You said this is your favorite track, right?
Yes, it is.
Totally.
It is.
So, being the favorite track, what are some of your strategies getting around the track, and what factors that this track has that you don't use in other tracks? Does that make sense?
Yeah, just drive harder than everybody else. Be the first car across our finish line. Ever since coming back here or coming here in 2010, I was actually terrified of this place in 2010. Trying to drive over the hump and into one, and car got all bent out of shape, and I was like, nah, this track ain't for me. And then we come back in 2011. And we conquered the whole weekend. So ever since then, it's kind of been a standout place for me to come to. I've always been excited to get back here. We've got 4 or 5 poles, I think, across K&N Truck and Xfinity. So still lacking that cup pole. So we're going to go for that next year. We'll try again. So, but it's going to take a lot. We just have to run a smooth, clean race. For us right now is just finishing. If we can get a finish, that's like a win for us.
So